Hi, so the first question is dig back through your entire portfolio on Seesaw and look at all you have accomplished and learned through this semester. And looking back on my entire portfolio, I was surprised at how many resources and networking opportunities are available to us day in and day out. The ample amount of resources that people put out on the internet is so beneficial to us, and I think we don't need to take it for granted. I think as new teachers we need to use them and we need to grow with them, and I think as new teachers and growing teachers, our struggles and successes should be put on the internet as well to help students or new coming teachers like we are now grow as well and see the real sides of all of it. And I just think resources overall, if you have them, put them on the internet because they ultimately just are there to benefit us instead of hurt our learning process, because you really can grow from any resource, good or bad. What made me think this semester was Kevin Honeycutt's live broadcast in our classroom. It really changed my perspective on a lot. I came from a community where there were a lot of kids that lived in poverty, or a lot of kids that didn't have abundance of entertainment things or technology, and I think this really made me think further because I'm in a position now where I can help those kids and I can change their lives. And even though they don't have technology when they leave my classroom, they have technology while they're in my care, and I need to push that limit, and I need to help them grow and develop skills that they can take outside of my classroom when they do get introduced to technology, and they're going to be more prepared than they ever thought. And I think that focusing our attention on all kids, kids who don't have anything and kids who do have it all, I think it is so important that we challenge them the same and we hold standards the same, because although everybody learns at different pace, we all accomplish things. And I think that helping these kids that don't have much and helping them build these skills is just so beneficial for them in their futures, because when they leave our classroom, they leave our classroom. They're facing this new world full of technology, and I want to be able to have kids prepared for these ventures in their lives instead of failing them because they don't have something, when they go home, or they lack, or they have every type of adversity against them. And I just think that this really just made me, when I left class after Kevin Honeycutt's presentation, it really just lit a fire under me, and it reminded me why I started or wanted to be a teacher in the beginning, and that really did change my perspective and made me want to work even harder for those kids. With that being said, a lot has changed on my perspective of technology in a classroom. I used to run from the thought of technology everywhere. I just felt like there was too many glitches and mess ups. Why couldn't we just use pen and paper? It's so much easier. But after this class, I really changed my perspective on the world that we live in. No matter how much I don't want to change or how much somebody else does want to change, eras are going to change, generations are going to change, and that's just it. And I think if we're not going to keep up with time, then we're going to be left. So technology, in my eyes now, is very important. It's a very important skill for kids to know and kids to develop the best skills they can, because when they leave our classrooms and they enter their desired fields, technology is going to be in the forefront, and if they're not prepared, then we failed as teachers. And I think that there are so many resources, like I have mentioned before, for even students in our classrooms, ranging from K through 12, that can help them grow and these kids are already acclimated to a technologically advanced world, that why not just help them develop better skills? Why not just add fuel to that fire and make them the best tech savvy kids that we can? There's so many resources that can benefit me as a teacher in the classroom, from the resource that you showed us to manage our classrooms. All of these things are just added together to benefit us. And I think before I was thinking technology was hurting us and hurting our students and children's brains, and now I think that it's just a new time, a new era, and we need to roll with it and become better. And I think I definitely learned a lot more in this classroom, and I hope that my students can learn like I did in this classroom and develop better skills. Lastly, looking back on my portfolio, I feel like my work progressed and grew over the course of the semester, but my wow factor was everyone can draw. I was definitely hard on myself, and to see the work that I produced was amazing, and I was completely surprised with the outcome, and how I can just read and mimic and then create my own content was just amazing for me, and how technology can be used to develop these skills like that. I've never been able to draw in my life, and learning shading and learning how to create drawings just definitely benefited me, because as a teacher, I want my classroom to be interactive. I want them to be wowed with my presentations on Keynote, or I want them to be wowed with my drawings that I put in notes, because any little aspect like that just shows authenticity, and kids eat that up and they love it, and they're more in tuned with what is going on when they see that you put that time and effort into adding drawings into your notes. And I think that kids learn so much better that way rather than reading it. I think drawing and using drawings to articulate certain messages is really important, and that is something that I was completely wowed with. I was so happy with the outcome of all my drawings, and I was just so excited to implement that into my notes and into my lectures and into my PowerPoints. Just showing kids that I can do it, that gives them hope that they can too, and that I've never been a good drawer and I produce such good work. So I hope that my kids can see the authenticity and appreciate my work, and I hope that they get that wow factor with the work that they produce.